Welcome back to Numbers on the Board.
Numbers on the board, yes.
A classic three-man weave. Derek is on vacation. He deserves it.
It don't feel right without them doing their dap
I
up.
tried to just do.
Yeah, he deserves it. So he over there. If you see him in California, take a picture with him.
You
and
gonna
let him
dox
know.
him?
I just said California.
Oh, Derek
Okay.
already dropped his location on the pod.
Oh, I
Did he?
forgot.
Okay. Well, if you see him in that location, get a picture and send it to us for $16. That's the prize for a picture with Derek. $16 directly from Mike's Apple Pay.
I don't use Apple Pay.
You don't have $16.
Or Apple Cash, I should say.
Oh, okay.
How you feeling over? Go ahead, get that off.
Leave a like, subscribe, roll to 250. I just saw the statistic that a lot of y'all that's still watching these videos aren't even subscribed. I know we might just be popping up and you recommend it, but hit that subscribe button, hit the bell as well so you know when the episodes drop on Tuesdays and Saturdays and the YouTube exclusive drops on Thursday. We also got the Enjoy Basketball channel we've been dropping content on a weekly basis. And there's a secret channel. Find it.
Thank you. But I'm going to take that as I look good.
Why when you jumped out of your car this morning, you were like smiling and talking to yourself?
I don't know. I probably was thinking about something. You don't ever talk to yourself?
I talked. Hey,
Not
people be thinking.
when I'm talking to myself, it's here, not here.
Oh, I talk to myself out loud. It's always in my car.
Well,
Yeah.
he was out of his car
Oh,
walking
yeah.
to
Yeah,
the
never
building. But your
coulda-
phone was in your
I
hands.
could have been singing a song or something like that.
That kind of makes sense. That kind of
Yeah,
makes
like a
sense.
song was stuck in my head type thing.
Okay.
Mike does that a lot. Last time we left the studio, I pulled up next to Mike and I was trying to get him to look at me. He was so busy rapping the song that he was listening to that he had no idea I was right
I
next
honked
to
my
him.
horn at you when we were leaving the
Yeah,
podcast last, and the people that were supposed to be turning into the building looked like, because I honked it as soon as it turned green, just like, beep. And they thought I was on some,
Like, hey, buddy,
some
relax.
road rage type of stuff. When in reality, I know you was on that damn phone.
Oh, maybe he was on something else.
Oh, man.
I was on the phone. I usually call my girlfriend or mom on the way home.
Okay.
I got the same thing. My mom or my dad. One of the two on the
I'm
way
calling
home.
my mom right after this because she texted me this morning talking about, can I bring the slip and slide thing that I brought for my little sister? She's like, can you bring it over? And I'm like, it's literally raining outside. What's she
Yeah,
finna do with
yeah.
it today?
Okay. Are you going to drop the slip aside off, though?
I guess
You gonna
so,
do what
yeah.
your mom asked you to do. What's
yeah,
on that jacket?
it's my mom, huh?
What's on that jacket? Any logo or something? Or am I looking
It's
at
Coogee.
Nautica.
Oh, okay.
It's not supposed to be cut.
It's cock.
I got a normal size head.
Okay.
I'm a straight 7.
Yeah. Those
Look
are the
here.
average
My
head
uncle
sizes.
asked
What's
me to-
your head?
Well, I have the hair, so I don't know.
my
I've
uncle
had it
asked me
fitted
to
in
get
a
him
while.
some hats for his birthday. He said this shit was 7 3/8.
And you got a baldy. You ain't got
I'm
no
like,
hair.
damn, boy. And then you got the yellow ass foes on. So yeah, you bright today, man.
You did bring it.
He got black socks on too. Everybody at home that hate when Mike wear black socks. He got black
I
socks.
do too, and I just realized that. I ain't even think about
He
it.
got black socks
Ugh.
too. Yours a little higher though. I can't see your ankles.
You never will be
I
able to.
love some good ankle socks.
They're
I-
not cozy enough.
Ankle socks when I'm wearing shorts and like a
I'm even gonna go for it. I'm gonna have a
Birkenstock type thing.
3/4. You know what I'm trying to say.
But the
Yeah.
sun got to be out for me to have on.
Yeah. And we got
It's
that weather
gloomy.
break happening. It's happening. I do want to say right off the top of the episode, I personally want to apologize for last episode. The idea behind what we did made a lot more sense when I pitched it in the group chat than when we were actually doing it. And I read through the comments of last episode, and a lot of people were confused by it. Makes sense. Next time we
Yeah.
do a list, it will be a classic. Even though the classic list way, I personally, as a consumer, don't like, but a lot of people in the comment section said they do. So we'll go back to that for the next list, which will be like, we're going to do our point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forwards, and centers throughout the course of this offseason. And then, you get normal
Yeah,
lists.
that's why when our list dropped, I immediately put a comment in on like what I wanted somebody to be at.
Yeah.
I'm like Scotty Barnes.
It
should've
was
hired.
skewed just because like not everybody having the same list when we thought like a person should have been on the list at a certain spot or around a certain spot. And they might not even get drafted just because the way the draft kind of turned out.
Not saying we got to do this, but I remember when we were in my last house doing the episode, we did our top 100 list or top 50 list. It was one or the other. And the way we did it was mathematically, where everybody submitted their list and we did like the averages. So it was like at that time, it was
like
a
how fantasy
TTW.
football is.
Yeah,
average
and I
draft
kind of
position.
like that idea too, to put together consensus lists. And then we can argue like, damn, because I remember Derek had Vucevic at like 3rd center in the league or something like that at that time. Like, damn.
No, that's when
Vucevic.
was that when his entire list was?
It was
he-
awful.
He had like
He's
Kevin Love.
he's come a long
higher
way,
than
yeah.
Pascal. Like, yeah.
I mean, he's come a very long way. Go watch those episodes. I saw an episode the other day that was the 2020 NBA draft sleepers, and it popped up in my recommended. It didn't even have a damn thumbnail. That's how far we've come. We had a full episode out with 60,000 views with no thumbnail. The thumbnail was
Draft
just us on
sleepers
Zoom.
of the NBA, of like the actual NBA draft.
Mhm. Yeah. A name that got mentioned, Jalen Smith, now Chicago Bull.
Yeah.
Now Chicago Bull. And then the comment section is great. One of the top rated comments was like, y'all sleeping on Kira Lewis Jr.
Yeah.
And look what happened.
I like
You know?
Kira Lewis.
Yeah. Today, we don't have a ton. Let's be honest. Between last episode and this episode, only one thing has happened throughout the course of basketball, and that is that the schedule's dropped. And I thought it was really interesting. I've read a bunch of articles about it. So let's get into the schedule talk. I want to start off with the national TV games, ladies and gentlemen. I feel
MLK,
like
they should be ashamed. Sorry, Atlanta.
what happened? What, they don't have Atlanta this year?
Trey Young tweeted that.
Oh,
Because, I don't think Atlanta plays.
They don't
because
play, but
they've
I've
been a
seen-
staple because it's Atlanta.
I seen that they finna have Ja versus Anthony Edwards on MLK Day though.
It's a lot of really good days
like
in
that.
basketball, man. I can't lie. We're going to get to it was a good conversation to have because there are some teams that I think have way too many nationally televised games and some teams that don't have enough. The number one team when it comes to nationally televised games, and these are just including ESPN and TNT. So, like, all of these teams have more technically because of NBA TV, but that shit don't count to me. So it's really just really national TV games. The number one team is the LA Lakers. 27, a fun watch for national
like
TV.
Their games are always exciting
Mhm.
because they blow
Yeah.
a lead, they come back, whatever. They make a way to have it.
It's supposed to be now that
Hollywood-ish.
there's no like back to back when you
Mhm.
have a nationally televised
Yes, I
game.
saw
So I'm
that.
interested to
Before
see.
or after.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see how that affects play. It should affect play a lot, honestly, and talk about rest and everything like that.
Shout out to Greg Popovich for that one.
So we have no excuse for a guy to sit out because you got your rest before and you're going to
Mhm.
get it after. Don't play with us.
Boston Celtics 26 national 24 games. Personally, I don't see a problem with it because Steph Curry is disgusting. And again, y'all have to remember that these nationally televised games are not for the diehards because we probably gonna have a league pass anyway. But it's like for the casual NBA fan, and there's no better person to watch in basketball for a casual NBA fan than Steph Curry.
What was the over on Twitter?
It was say it again.
What was the problem on Twitter?
It was just like the Warriors aren't very good. Why do they have the third teams like that are destined to be contenders have way less than them. But I'm just like, it's Steph Curry, bro. It's really, did you just not see what he did in the Olympics in that last game? That's why you have 24 nationally televised games, and they have 4 championships this decade. So even though the roster's not completely the same, it's still what it is.
How long does it take the NBA to catch up?
Takes a while because some of the up and coming teams don't have a lot of national. They feel like they're a year or two behind all the time.
Right. And I was saying that in a sense of like, I feel like people should know that we're like, the Warriors have been exciting. They've been like etched in to have nationally televised games for a while now. And because they're not god awful and because they still have Steph Curry and whatnot, I wouldn't expect them to immediately take away all of their games because that's just what the league has never done. You would have to go from championship to like blow it up, we rebuilding for the NBA to kind of pull that rug from under your feet. We just don't really see. Hell, they still may not. When the Lakers was ass, we still had to watch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the Jordan Hill teams and Swaggy P, even when they wasn't that good, they still had a bunch of nationally televised games. But I agree. I don't think this is a problem at all for me with the Warriors to have
How
the
much
third
y'all
most.
think? Because I mean, not just
And they
one
play
team.
late.
Yeah,
There's not
that's
a
what
lot
I'm
of
gonna
teams that
say.
can fill their void.
That's gonna say they're already in like that category of just like they fit the time zone and like the teams around them. Honestly, I'd probably want to watch Golden State Warriors.
Would we rather them have that or I'm trying to think of other West
It could
Coast
be the
teams.
Kings.
The
The
Clippers.
The Kings, give me the
I would much
Clippers.
rather have
Give me
the Warriors over the Kings
Yeah,
or Clippers.
honestly, I would
Kings,
take the
I would
Warriors. The
like-
Kings are nice, but most nights I'd probably take the Warriors.
Yeah, over the Clippers too.
Mhm.
All those
And
teams.
like you said, it's not for the diehard because we all probably got league pass or
Mhm.
they're watching it illegally or something like that.
yeah.
Steph Curry.
Behind with the medium and small markets because our next team is the New York Knicks. I think they're on time with this one, 24, but also the Knicks are the biggest market and one of the 3 biggest markets in basketball. So it makes sense because New York Knicks basketball is like when it's great, it's super electric. The Garden is always going. So they're on time with this one. It's usually like the smaller 7, and then the Boston Celtics are 26.
Okay. I thought the Lakers had a higher number. For
No,
some
it's
reason.
it's all really, really close
Okay.
because even the Knicks and the Warriors are both 24. So we talk a 3-game difference. Then number 5, we got the Western Conference champion, defending Western Conference champion, Dallas Mavericks. No. Then you get the Nuggets at 6, the 76ers at 7, and then we get the Phoenix Suns at 8, and then with 15. And when you ask a lot of people, they are the favorite to win the Western Conference as of today. Again, haven't seen it on the court, but they got all the recipe other than them still being relatively young. I would want to see more, but obviously, again, I'm a diehard fan, so I'm watching it regardless. So it's not really for me.
For me, growing up, I kind of think I like it because I think that's why they have always been, since they were created and got good, they've always been my favorite team. And they got the white out and the crowd is electric. It's like, oh, I remember when they was first making the playoffs with the young Thunder when it was KD, Russ, and all of them, and they wasn't coming on TV a whole bunch. This is wild. And I still feel the same way. I was excited as hell last year when they got back into the playoffs because it's like I love their court, number one. I just think they have a really good tone with the lighting, and then the crowd atmosphere is real, real good. And they got those colors that pop with the orange, blue. Thunder fans may disagree and want to see them all the time, rightfully so. But I feel like you kind of forget about that environment until the playoffs come. It's like, oh, yeah, they do.
That's the best environment. When it's that team that hasn't been to the playoffs like that and it's kind of missing that and they're just ready for it, the crowd be there.
Yeah.
Like, they going to be the loudest thing.
For real.
We got to see like the Memphis Grizzlies in only 9 nationally televised games, which is just interesting. I think when they're fully healthy, they're one of the most fun teams to watch. But again, the NBA is just a little bit behind there because
their arena.
They're tied with the Pelicans.
Never been.
And the Clippers
from TV. Memphis is kind of dim and dark when I watch their games.
Yeah.
Wish it was a little brighter.
That's kind of it. I mean, we got like a team like the Orlando Magic who jumped into the scene in the season. They only have 5 nationally televised games. So that's like a conversation of them being a little bit behind when it comes to that stuff. The Houston Rockets, only 3. They were 41-41 last season, went on a really nice run.
Should definitely have a lot more in my opinion, but
and there are a lot of teams with 2 and 1, and all of these teams make sense. Do you want to see the Wizards on national TV more than once?
No.
Do you? And the one time they do have it is against the Suns in January. Don't know what that's about. Because usually if a bad team is going to have a nationally televised game, it's either going to be early or there's going to be some type of, oh, you know what, Bradley Beal. Duh, that's Bradley Beal's coming back. Because he didn't play the first time he went to Washington. So that's, okay. Because I was going to say, usually there's a timeline with the bad teams, and that's it. And then, like, the Raptors have won against the Knicks again. There's a storyline there. Portland Trailblazers got 1 against Damian Lillard. Reunion on national TV is crazy.
Don't say reunion, say revenge game.
The revenge, yeah.
And he had like 40.
Y'all want to know what the Charlotte Hornets one is?
What?
The Mavericks?
Against the Bulls. The Ball brothers. Supposed to be back. They might not be healthy by that time, bro. It's in January.
Say that.
It's
Don't
in
say
January.
that.
I'm just going off history. Just going off history. The Brooklyn Nets have a game against the Knicks, Mikal Bridges.
Course.
And
even
then
without Mikal Bridges.
We get 2 for the Utah Jazz.
They're going to play against some random people.
It's Minnesota.
Okay. For both games?
No, the other one is the Suns.
Watch that be like one of the best games of the season.
It might be, bro. And the Bulls get, again, they have the one game, and then the other one, it doesn't even tell me what the second game. And they trying to figure that shit out on the fly, I guess. That's how you know we're in the dead part of the offseason, because the regular season schedule come out, and we just grasping for stuff on Twitter. The first game is Wembanyama in the Garden.
Need that.
Y'all tell me which one, because usually there's one game where you take a nap or you just disconnect yourself and go back with the family. Tell me which one of these games. It's Spurs versus Knicks, game number 1.
That damn sure ain't it.
Game number 2 is Minnesota versus Dallas. Good one.
Rematch? No, I can't miss that.
All right. No, this is usually how it is. It's these middle ones.
It's the middle
That'd be the
ones.
blowout?
It's these middle ones.
76ers versus Celtics.
Ooh,
I don't know
feel
if
like
you can miss that one either, though.
I feel like that's gonna be the blowout.
That's going to be the, okay, you saying blowout.
It's gonna be the blowout.
On whose side?
The Celtics gonna bust the 76ers.
Clip it. Then we get Lakers versus Warriors. You sleeping through that one?
No.
I didn't think so.
No, I gotta see that.
And then lastly we get Suns versus Nuggets.
That's a lot of good
It's the first one. The other ones, you probably don't abandon the game.
in the first half.
Mavericks and who?
Mavericks, Timberwolves.
I might miss the second quarter of that.
Some of them games could be ugly.
Like Giannis and them were really up. I want to be with my family anyway. And he was just saying that he was going to write it on he was on Bill Simmons' show. It's like, I'm going to put it on the whiteboard.
Yeah.
them to be
Every
talking about.
time, like, I be seeing, remember on Thanksgiving where we ate our food and then the next day we had practice and the coach is like, I'm not gonna let y'all get off easy on that line.
That
And we
was such
cannot run,
asshole
bro.
coaching, by the way.
Yeah.
If there's one day a year where you should be able to pig out, it's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So the fact that we had practice the very next day, and not only that, I don't know if you remember,
Nelson was like that. I'll never forget. I was getting ready for the season. I forget what year I was in. And we was doing like a little small team workout. But it was like that time of the year, y'all got to put them potato chips down. And I remember being a teenager like damn, I gotta stop eating. I'm finna eat some potato chips. I'm like, damn, homie. What do you think?
And missed the 10th one, so we got to get on the line and run.
Did you do it on purpose?
I don't think so. I
no,
think he literally
just
smoked the
think- I
layup.
think he just missed.
Oh, man.
Damn,
He's
coach.
talking about on the line. We think he just talking about himself. He's talking about everybody.
But you know what he would always do is when he would run, he would be like, damn it. Like he would be screaming at himself for messing up. It's like trying to show what accountability really is. No,
Yeah.
bro. How about we time you to do your suicide? How about
Right.
that?
Mr. Nelson was crazy.
I like them though.
I liked him too, but I seen him hoop. Like I played against him one-on-one and all types of stuff. He flashy. So he coached Ontario.
With the low top running shoes?
And he,
Because he never had hoop shoes on.
I think he had some hooping shoes, but I feel like I already remembered that.
I think he was in the student versus tag. Yeah. Of course.
Oh,
I
Derek didn't
scored.
score. I remember somebody did.
have seen that.
That's hilarious.
Why did that make you laugh so hard?
Because I don't know.
I remember when I the logo 3.
I think so, Loki.
Obviously, I missed it.
Watch those games and be like, this is the one time I wish I wasn't a hooper because I would bust this entire staff ass.
I
But
think Derek didn't even get PT, bro. Oh, I
did
wish
y'all do
Derek
y'all own
was here.
subs?
We had Benson
Oh,
was our
Barrett.
coach.
Yeah.
Right, because he was actually for the rule.
Derek got. He got PT, but it wasn't like the
I don't
rest
think
of us
I got
played.
much PT either.
But you still scored.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, student versus tag. I'm telling you.
Do y'all be
It
seeing
was
the
a per-
viral student versus staff clips where they be like cooking AT? Like
yeah.
Like Mike mentioned earlier, the league will not have players play the day before or after a high-profile national televised game, and I think people miss that high profile.
And probably a high profile would probably be like the Nuggets versus Lakers or something. That's just what I would assume. Obviously, I don't know, but that's what I would assume.
11 teams are tied for the most back-to-back games with 16. Hawks, Cavaliers, Nuggets, Rockets, Clippers, Bucks, Pelicans, Thunder, Suns, Kings, and Wizards. Back-to-backs.
It
Health
sounds
is-
like if you got televised games, you're not gonna have that many back to back.
Health is wealth, and we need our bag.
The Celtics, Mavericks, Lakers, Trailblazers, Magic, and Bulls only have 13 back-to-backs. The average
Magic.
this year is 14.9. And now I think it's a big thing because you always see stuff like that where a team gets blown out and you look at their schedule like, oh, well, they didn't play. And then you got this last thing I want to mention. Positive resistance. These are the 5 teams with the easiest schedule this season. Because obviously every team is playing the same teams, but it has a lot to do with when you play each other, back-to-backs,
Where.
yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Their home court being their home court, and they're just used to that altitude. The second easiest schedule in basketball, the Indiana Pacers. The third, the Orlando Magic. The fourth, the Boston Celtics. And the fifth, the New York Knicks. The toughest schedule, Portland Trailblazers. Probably a blessing. Get that high lottery pick,
Absolutely.
get out of there.
Get y'all skull.
Rockets is third, Phoenix, and then Brooklyn. Another positive. Because it's like, what are we playing for?
Mhm.
First month of the season, the Suns have the toughest schedule. And then the Clippers have the second toughest schedule. And then the Bucks have a stretch of 13 straight games.
I better hope Damian is healthy right there.
13 is like, I want you to really think about how many 13 straight games is against basically playoff teams.
They that good that they could do well on that.
They can. But I feel like if they walk out the Rockets, who were 500 exactly, like you're going against the cream of the crop. So yeah, they got a lot. And that's all I
Cream
really
of the
have
crop.
on all of this.
What a old saying. The cream of the crop.
It's real.
Y'all ready? Did they still have?
Creme de la creme.
I'm assuming they're still gonna have the same type of thing where they have like the mini series where they try to lessen the travel. It'll
Yeah.
be like the same team plays each other within like a week or so for their whole schedule.
I think it's days.
Yeah,
The
I
Kings
don't
and
know.
Warriors?
I don't be liking them
it was another
series.
Western Conference team, but not one that's in California. Like maybe it was like the Pelicans or something.
Yeah,
3 times in 6 days.
and it's
is
more
ridiculous.
efficient to have it that way. But I felt like it was so much better when you see something like at the start of the season, then midway, and maybe at the end of the season.
Because you're not
type
the same
thing.
team
You're
month to
not.
month. So like, yeah, if you have all of your game. If we play against the Lakers twice in November, it means well, it doesn't mean nothing regardless. But you know what I'm saying? Like you can't look back at those games and use it as a frame of reference when you come to the playoff time because it doesn't.
Now
Everything is
coach.
I actually had a dream about the Lakers not too long ago.
Doing what?
Being good. Like actually like top of the league type good.
The last time I had a dream about me playing basketball, I was on the court with Devin Booker. And I seen the man tear his ACL.
But why would you even say that shit?
Because it was just weird.
I should throw this fucking phone.
That's
at
what
you.
I knocked on. I'm not.
That's not wood.
I'm not close enough to some wood.
I know.
But that was the last time, and I promise you, I broke down, and I was right there with Devin. I was like, "We could."
You pulled a Kemba Walker.
No,
wasn't that Kemba Walker with Gordon Hayward? Oh no, that was the. I always feel that way because
he was like Devin.
Inevitably, somebody will get injured this season.
And then
it's just a sport.
Then you woke up and it was actually Devin.
I'm pretty sure I texted y'all in the group chat like the morning I woke up. I said I just had a dream with Devin Booker. All right, I told y'all like
I just had a dream with Devin Booker. It's crazy.
Talking about I was laying over, and I look over and it wasn't a later.
I still got drop the mic, but I'm glad it kind of waited because I feel like it'd be a little bit long.
I seen drop the mic is getting popular.
I know I've seen, so I gotta make sure I keep up my stuff. But drop the mic is Brandon Ingram.
Oh, you got multiple.
I got
trade.
trouble.
And you said the start of the season or throughout the season?
Throughout the season.
The team at one point will be desperate enough to trade for him. They're on the cusp of something great. His contract is not ridiculously crazy right now. Obviously, it will be next one. I'm saying he's not finishing the season
as a Pelican.
I damn sure don't want to see him start the season as a Pelican, but I feel like that's happening.
I'm gonna go the opposite. I'm gonna say he's gonna finish.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason I'm gonna say he's gonna finish because I think they might start off kind of decent and they may just rock with it, and it might get to the point where he's a free agent. He's probably at the point where he's going to test free agency, and so he probably won't make a commitment to a team like, yeah, I'm going to re-sign with y'all unless it's somebody really good, and I just don't see anybody really good waiting that long. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's for him. What team?
It's so hard
It's
to
so
draw.
hard. I feel like I was looking for DeMar DeRozan again. I was like, you got to have to kind of want Brandon Ingram, and then also you're going to have to damn near want to extend him. If not, because you basically going to be probably giving up I don't know. It
the
could be a
Pelicans
first
ain't
round
taking
pick.
just nothing. I don't think they're going to get – it might not be a first-round pick, but you got to give them something.
I think they're just looking for a big in return, bro. Because Daniel Tice is their starting center right now.
I got some
so it's
trades
like, that's
in front
not
of me
enough.
for Brandon Ingram. Y'all can tell me which one.
Okay.
Y'all
Did
like
you
the
draw
best.
these trades?
These are not mine.
Oh, damn. You know, I love
These
a
are
good
not
Mike
mine.
trade.
Too.
So I'm going to try to get credit with this.
9-team trade, 39.
Let me see if I can find dude's name.
I'm going to pass, but I'll listen.
I'm already saying no. Like
It was from Bleacher Report, though. But Trey
that
was
doesn't
saying,
help.
Trey was saying Ingram to San Antonio Spurs for Keldon Johnson, Zach Collins, and 2 protected 2025 first-round picks.
See, the first-round picks is what you lose. I'm okay with that. But 2 first-round picks?
All right, so take the 2 first-round picks. We're going to edit the trade a little bit. It's Keldon Johnson, Zach Collins,
and a
7
second-round
first-round picks. It's 3 second-round selections.
To extend him. If you're trading 2 first-rounders, you want to keep him for more
Right.
than the season.
I'm still asking why the Spurs are doing this.
Try to be like
Zach Collins is a starting center now. I mean, that's better than Daniel Tice, but that's not nothing. And Keldon have a good season, he have a bad season. So
What is his contract?
Keldon, it's like 20 annually for 2 years. 2
Bodies. I want a center. Can I get what?
I think they're just going to forever have that challenge of really trying to find a center that can space the floor. It's just not.
How
Well,
about
they
you?
need
They
to
don't
get
even have to
over that.
space the
Yeah.
floor. Just need a center that's starter caliber.
Yeah.
It's just not many of them on the
At least
market
that
no more.
plays some defense.
Jared-
They receive Brandon Ingram. New Orleans receives Karis LeVert, Max Strus, and Sam Morril.
So
Doesn't
they don't get Jared Allen.
doesn't
No.
fix my problem that I have as a team. I got shooters. I don't really need like
Okay, so this one actually is broken down. They have it in a 3-teamer or a 2-teamer. Both involve the Los Angeles Lakers, a team that can't
Of
get out
course,
of
that's
it.
why you was grinning.
The team that can't get out of it. Oh, this is it. So first of all, it's got the Lakers. They get Brandon Ingram. New Orleans Pelicans receive Anthony Simons, Robert Williams, and Christian Wood.
Okay.
Portland
Answers the
Trailblazers receive Rui Hachimura, Jordan Hawkins, D'Angelo Russell, and some second-round picks via Lakers and
The Pelicans either.
You get 2 injury-riddled centers.
Yeah, and then another guard.
another guard.
Yeah.
You know what you can do for me?
Hey, the Lakers walk out of there feeling pretty good though.
This what you can do for me.
Mm.
Let's cut the Lakers out. Y'all can have Brandon Ingram and y'all give us DeAndre Ayton. Y'all don't really want.
And if I'm the Blazers with Brandon Ingram on the roster,
You're getting something and then let him walk.
Yeah, that would free up that money.
Brandon Ingram's
Or you could
good
include
enough
the
to add
Lakers
a
and
couple.
do Jeremy Grant to the Lakers. Reroute Jeremy Grant. You can make that a 3-team where Jeremy Grant from the Portland Trail Blazers gets to the Lakers. The Lakers somehow give them D'Angelo Russell, who's also going to be on expiring.
And Rui.
I'm finna pull up the Fanspo right now.
Fanspo won't. You got to go somewhere else. Fanspo hasn't updated in months, so it won't have the new contracts and stuff.
What other?
Just type in NBA Trade Machine. I forget what website it is, and just show me, and I'll be able to pick it
Because
out.
yeah, it's like they already said that the relationship with DeAndre Ayton and the Blazers, like long-term wise, it's just not.
Yeah.
Which we understand it ain't rocket science. DeAndre Ayton, does he solve everything that's wrong with the Pelicans? No, but he's better than what they have right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of money to give to DeAndre
It
Ayton over
is.
the next couple seasons too,
It is.
especially when you already have Z's contract and CJ McCollum's contract, and luckily DeJounte Murray's contract is not anything too crazy. But
So
you're-
we gonna have Pelicans in this? We gonna have the Suns in this?
No.
You said you
Pelicans, Trailblazers, Lakers.
Pelicans, Trailblazers.
if I'm the
Oh, I
Blazers,
don't know
I'm
why I
just
said
doing everything in
Suns.
my power to be awful this season. I think that's like you're trying to get another high lottery pick to pair along makes us 2 wins better. Who knows what those 2 wins? end up
You also
meaning.
just got Denny though, so I don't know what they're doing.
But no, Denny's not doing anything to prevent them from being awful.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that their team ain't like it ain't the Wizards. Their team ain't that damn bad where you just there's a chance where you might not be god awful. You're gonna be bad, but you might not like the Wizards are gonna be very bad.
Mm-hmm.
The Wizards don't have many people that are starters on other teams. The Blazers, as of right now, have Anthony Simons, Jeremy Grant, Denny, Aiden Klingit. Like they have starters
Yeah,
on their
they do have
team that will
starters.
that can go other places and start. So I needs to be healthy, and Shaedon Sharpe needs to play like the player we all think he can be. Scoot needs to have a much better second year, and you need to make sure you put Klingit in a position to have Angelo Russell. Don't make sense, but he's linked to it. Like they're gonna bring back
him
something.
being on the end of his contract. I think could be a way that they're like, okay, we will take that.
And they're also not doing. They would, in theory, get future assets too. So it's like D'Angelo Russell and the 2027 first round from the Lakers. And that point, you
Brandon Ingram. I don't think they're just bringing in Brandon Ingram. When Mike said that, I said you're gonna get you're trying to get something else with that too, because the trade he said was something with Jordan Hawkins. If you can get a Jordan, but they're gonna bring something back based off the players that they're trying to give up. Anthony Simons is requiring you to return something. Jeremy Grant some type of value with the future assets. So that's why we're getting D'Angelo Russell linked to them, a Brandon Ingram linked to them. They're gonna bring something back. I don't know. They're just the position that they're in. Even because right now they got 3 centers.
yeah.
DeAndre Ayton, Klingit, and if Robert Williams so happened to have the healthiest season of his career this year, they have legitimately 3 centers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they used one of the future assets from that trade and Brogdon to get Denny, and then they're just sitting on Robert Williams as an asset right now.
Sitting on Jeremy Grant. Anthony Simons, who I like, but it's like where does he fit in with this team and the future of the
He
team?
just fit in anywhere right now as well. But it's like if we're saying that it's Scoot and Sharpe, obviously he's the odd man out, but you don't want to give him away. You want to wait for that value to.
We also can't account for potential injuries and shit that'll come during a season. But right now, when you just putting these trades out there,
Honestly, you could just stay with what you got.
Do you think a lot of this changes if Brandon Ingram and his representation come out and say, "I'm not looking for $200 million.
Yeah.
I'm looking for."
Because
I don't know,
I honestly
160?
believe they do. I feel like they're kind of just in a weird spot. Come back on a cheaper deal. I think they would love to have him, but they also want Trey Murphy to start too. And it's like we can't start Zion at center or anything like that. So I really feel like they're just overloaded in a certain position.
I think it's a little bit of both, kind of. I think Brandon Ingram like New Orleans. I think that's where he want to be. But I think he also want his money because he know what type of player he can be as well.
Mm-hmm.
And he know how good that team is. They do have this Trey Murphy, the third kid. So I think it's just a tough situation because there's so much going on. There's so much to unpack right now. Paul George has been extremely good. Brandon Ingram has been good. And he's not as like just drop him in the middle. Ingram thinks He
He's
is.
an all-star. He's like an
worth-
all-star level type player.
Yeah, I think he thinks he's better than what he has been the last couple of years, and I would agree with him. He could go somewhere and show his true value. I think you put Brandon Ingram on a few different teams, he could be real good. It's just that in the time right now, it's hard because the Pelicans aren't going to give him away, but they can't ask for a king ransom either because he's on the last year of his deal. Whenever those players are in those situations, it just makes it extremely hard. Like the Warriors could be a good spot.
Last thing we're going to get to before we get to our break is that the NBA Cup drawing has been out for some time, and we're going to pick the winner of every single group. It is not called the in-season tournament anymore, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Emirates NBA Cup. Group number A for the Western Conference. Y'all tell me who the winner is. Timberwolves. I think it's easy to say, like, the best team is going to
Give me
win,
the
but
Rockets.
that's not what happened
I feel
last
like
year.
Sacramento. I say like 60 Timberwolves.
Group B,
Think they young, they're going to come out hungry. They want to win.
Jazz, and then the San Antonio Spurs.
The Lakers. The Lakers are going to wake up and say, we're NBA champions for this stretch.
OKC, they hungry for everything.
Group C has the Nuggets, the Mavericks, the Pelicans, the Warriors, and the Grizzlies.
The Grizzlies.
I thought Group A has the Knicks, the Magic, the
Scenes for this type of tournament.
like the Pacers went on that big run last year as a younger team.
No, you matter of fact, the Knicks. The Knicks is going to
No,
run.
I'm
run
not
through
surprised
that.
you changed
Yeah,
your
the
mind.
Knicks going to run through that. Actually.
Group B, I still like the Pacers
The
here.
pace? Yeah.
Remember that Pacers pick.
Yeah.
Remember that Pacers pick.
I'ma
Giannis.
It's the easiest damn group of all time for them.
I was
They
looking
have
for like
one playoff.
something
The
like
Hawks
that.
could be sneaky good out there.
Trey Young, they had some games against the Celtics.
Jalen
though.
Johnson.
Okay. But that's, I don't know how they got the easiest schedule.
Season. Who y'all think number one?
Jalen Brunson.
They just signed and took pay cuts.
Oh, Jalen Brunson's probably on this list. Gary Trent Jr. My fault, I was thinking about his
Gary
kid.
Trent the third. I'm like,
think that's
damn,
good. My fault.
did I not know all of this time? Gary Trent is fifth.
Okay.
Gary Trent is fifth. Last year he had a salary of $18.5 million. And this year he's going to
Minimum.
correct. Tyus Jones is ninth on this. Kyle Lowry is number two, if
Oh,
I'm
good
not
job, man.
mistaken. Yes, $0.3 million pay cut.
So if he's number two, there's got to be another guy with
Like
a
an
huge
old
ass
guy?
contract. That's
it's like
That
aged
just
out.
ran
The
out.
most
Who just,
obvious-
Chris
contract
Paul.
just ran out.
Chris
no,
Paul.
the most $1 million last year. He's making 15.8, $27 million pay cut.
Damn.
That's $20 million.
Yep.
That Klay Thompson went crazy.
When we do that to you, bro.
7, he went from making $39 million last year to making 25 this year. So he
$25 million a year.
You feel like
Because you feel grateful that you
the
get.
market. When you see Tyus Jones
But
get
no, I think Spencer Dinwiddie.
yeah.
no, for sure, but they're NBA
They
players. They're not gonna say
Time.
Splits.
Without hitting a shot.
Some other guys, Mike Conley at number 6.
Oh yeah.
$24 million last year. This year he's making 9.9. That's a $14 million pay cut.
What a team guy.
At number 8, they got their program of
Hey, program. Rehabilitation
Yeah,
program.
they do got rehabilitation.
that's literally what it is. Buddy Hield.
Pacers?
Yes. Devontae Graham. This
Who
pay
the hell
cut.
is he with? Sam, I need to, don't tell me. I need to lock back in. Who? Devontae Graham. Who did he end up signing? I remember because
The
he
Hornets?
got waived because he was a part of a.
Of course.
Oh, okay.
Jordan Clarkson, $23.4 million. Now he makes 14.
Not too
Took in that
bad.
bag.
Not too bad.
Get to that bag, man.
Benefits only Caesars can offer. Hotel stays,
Around them to also get the job done, and we want to highlight the role.
Heard me speak about role players. I think you can definitely be an all-star role player. I think there are some all-time great role players because I don't think role players should have a negative connotation to it. But for the sake of this list, and so we can have like a Drew,
I think.
He averaged what 12.5 this season.
yeah, like his
I think
numbers
he's like
aren't-
the ideal role player.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But is he Mikhail?
You know who's a
and
name that
OG.
came to mind? And I was like, ultimately, he is a role player. He's probably one of the best, but I don't feel like he deserves to be on this list. But like Rudy Gobert is like, I think he's for his role of defending
me
the
on
world.
technicalities,
Yeah.
I would classify him as a role player for
Right.
sure. But he's a
I think he. I wouldn't call it an underrated season because I think a lot of people.
I said all playoffs. Don't be surprised if I have Miles Turner Mikal Bridges is a role player.
That's the type of players I
He's
was
just
talking
premier.
about. But
Yeah, I have OG Anunoby as
Me
an
too.
example like that too.
We got 2 teams that gave us 4. Drew Holiday, Derek White, Mikal, OG. We already have 4. Aaron Gordon, 5. What is Jalen Williams? Is he a role player or up-and-coming star?
I was trying to. I mean, they're a role player just naturally because they're younger.
Jaden McDaniels.
'Cause I think
had him on
Jaden
my list.
McDaniels, I would classify him more so like a role
in my
player.
mind, and maybe y'all have a counterpoint to this. If you're one of the focal points of the offense, I think that's where J-Dub kind of resides. And as I look at this list, I don't see anybody else.
So a Cheddar role player? I was just talking shit. You don't have to answer that.
I was thinking.
That's a good question, though.
When I was trying to do mine, I was thinking my points doing is like if you're not one of the top 3 players on your team. But again, it comes down to some circumstance where it's like the Lakers, like after the 2, you're basically a
role player.
Mhm.
But he's not on my list because he is an up-and-coming star. But like that's just, you know. But that I'm also a person that does not believe.
But
Yeah.
like that's not the reality of it. But it's also one of those things. I think there are going to be some people that you won't be able to convince otherwise. You know, think I'm a role player because in general, like role player kind of gives up. I'm taking 9 shots a game. That's all I get. I get 9 touches. That's for me.
James Harden, you used to average 36 points. Now you're a role player. For sure. Even fandom, thinking about guys of that popular stature, to even hear role player, I think kind of throws people like proper role players.
Mhm.
They had all of the star power in the world, all of the points per games and accolades and all of that shit. But if you don't have that supporting cast, your team will not hold up that Larry O'Brien. I promise you it won't. I promise you it won't. I would rather have the proper
Number one, but the rest is up for interpretation because, like I mentioned earlier, whether it be the Olympics or whether it be here and with the Boston Celtics over the last 3 years, he's a dude that can soak up.
John Wall. Don't forget John Wall.
Those 2 years are really important.
John Wall.
But he's in that conversation. He has now turned himself over the last 2 years to be not a good 3-point shooter, but like a knockdown 3-point shooter. He does in last season and also went on to dominate
The
throughout
2
the
first names I
postseason.
put down was Drew Holiday and Derek White.
Same.
And Derek White, you could argue that he's just been better than Drew Holiday now because, I mean, Derek White's basically in his prime and Drew Holiday is getting to the tail end of it, but Drew Holiday is still damn good.
I would take Drew Holiday over Derek White,
I don't think they're wrong for that.
especially because
I mentioned the name OG Anunoby. It's hard for me to have him on this list, even though I agree he is a role player, but he's now making $40+ million. That's like, that's in a whole different conversation.
that's why people got
22% of the total cap to be a role.
were some of the things you like. If you just do you and be who you are and be a star in your role, you can make star money. OG Anunoby may never make. He's probably never going to make an All-Star team.
I would be surprised if he does.
Never going to make an All-Star team, but making All-Star money because he accepts his role, he thrives in it, and he does what he's asked to do. So the next time somebody want to have a negative connotation with the term role player, I'm just going to pull up his contract. I should just print his contract and put it in my back pocket anytime I'm doing some basketball talk. And the next time somebody have a problem when we calling somebody a role player and they taking it negative, I'm going to just pull out his contract and say, look, what's wrong with being, you tell me what's wrong with being a role player. Because if my son, 25 years from now, was in the NBA and made $60 million a year for being a role player, I would say I would be in that stands like this. That's my son, damn it.
You damn right.
I clap as loud as if he was the star of the team. Cut it out, man.
Next guy on my list, again, no particular order. Name we mentioned, Miles Turner. Got to be on this list. Phenomenal floor space and defense. Defensively, I feel like his defense has dropped a little bit, but he's still like the anchor of the defense. Alex Caruso. Got to watch him here in Chicago for the last, 3 seasons, and there's not many people better defensively, and he turned himself to a 40% 3-point
I
shooter.
think he's honestly like top 5
Wouldn't be mad
in
at it.
terms of like role players.
All defensive team,
He
multiple
would
years.
be, but it's he kind of on the outside just a little bit because there's some heavy hitters up there.
Also got Aaron Gordon.
Like him. I'm putting Aaron Gordon over Caruso.
That's tough, man. I can't blame you. I literally have Aaron Gordon like right next to him on the list.
Me too. I have him right above him. That's literally my top 5, and then Caruso is 6.
Then I have Jaden McDaniels. All defensive team, catch and shoot, can do a little bit of the all defensive team is where he holds his hat. How about
You was
that?
getting
I
in
would
that
give the
Derrick
other
bag
guy-
and do a little bit of
Yeah,
everything.
you see, I stopped myself,
Right.
right?
it out.
I'm giving the other guys a little bit of an edge.
Yeah,
over
yeah.
him.
Again, no particular order.
I still love the defense though.
I also got
Who you taking, Jaden McDaniels or Josh Hart as a role player?
Josh Hart, honestly. If I need a stopper, then it's Jaden McDaniels. But if I have somebody that can play the defense, It don't got to be like Jaden McDaniels, but Josh Hart, I'm taking that.
I'm
That's
going
a
with-
coast-to-coast guy.
Jaden McDaniels for the defensive stopper,
Okay.
where I feel comfortable with him guarding multiple positions all game long and not just doing it successfully. So I'll go with that. Even though I think that Josh Hart does more of everything, but I'm thinking about that one skill of the defensive side of the ball. There's 5 people in the league better than Jaden McDaniels at that. I'm just gonna take that over the rebounding and the hustle of
In the playmaking.
and the heart of Josh.
He ain't no slouch on defense either.
Yeah, no, not at all. Then I got a guy in Herb Jones, same conversation as Jaden McDaniels, but he also could put it on the floor just a little bit. Got
That little bit is much significant over Jaden McDaniels.
Got some left-handed bias there. You got the 6th man of the year this year, Naz Reid, on my list. And let me know what y'all think. Does Draymond Green classify?
I was thinking about him. I think it was kind of time to just leave him off a little bit.
Okay. I ain't mad at
But
it.
I didn't make him, but I think he deserves.
Yeah.
Because you got to understand, once I kind of thought, like, I'm going to lead the All-Stars off, guys like him stopped coming to my mind.
Yeah, I see
But
that.
now that we
I
just
mean, he
accepted
was
what it is,
yeah.
Draymond should be on the list, yeah.
Because when last I made the All-Stars, 2-3 years ago?
Yeah.
2022. Don't feel like that long ago. Golly.
A name that you didn't mention,
Mm-hmm. I got
Octavius Caldwell-Pope.
Yep,
KCP?
I got him on my list too.
I'm mad at that. Also had, and this is a big stretch because he's like, I got him, but he's like, I don't even have anything filled in here, but he's below these dudes.
Mhm.
Grayson Allen shot 40.
I have
something
Grayson.
okay.
He didn't make the 10, but I have him on my
That's
pool.
exactly how I feel. That's exactly
He is
how I
my
feel.
pool.
Like
You know
he
who I
has
have
to-
on my list? Because Malik Monk,
I thought about
Not
Malik
mad at
Monk,
it.
but I didn't put him in there.
bro, he was so good last
He
year.
was. You know who else made my thing? Jared Allen. Because I'm like, it's not enough center role players.
Yeah.
I had Aaron Nesmith. This is just all the. This is the
Oh,
Aaron
Aaron
Nesmith's a good
Nesmith
one.
was
I think
fantastic.
Nimhard's gonna be.
I
in
had
this
Nimhard right
conversation
there.
for
He
sure,
was
for
in.
sure.
He was in my top 5 of names when I was just writing down. Nimhard is up there. Dante DiVincenzo, Jalen Suggs, Derek Lively, and Mike Conley, and Isaiah Hardenstein. I put 2.
Mike Conley was really good too.
So who is y'all number 1 role player?
Derek White is my number 1.
I'm okay with Derek White. He was number 2 on my list, but he could be better than Drew.
I got Drew too. As
That's
number 1.
2-1, yeah.
So
Well,
they
I
are our
They
top
are
2,
the
though.
top 2.
Okay. I can argue that, but I won't, because I ain't mad at that. Because I think OG and Mikal Bridges, there's an argument where, I mean, they are as best as it gets. Same with Aaron Gordon.
when it was honestly, we seen Mikal with the Nets and we kind of looked at him a little different, but on the Suns, we knew he was.
Yes.
So I'm not mad at Mikal being on this list.
Yeah, I think Mikal could be there, but who would y'all put at number 3? You got Mikal, OG, Aaron Gordon, Alex Caruso.
I love me some Caruso. I think Aaron Gordon deserves to be up there in that conversation too.
Guys like Mikal and OG have a higher offensive upside than Alex Caruso, while providing similar defensive impact. So they'll probably be a little bit higher than Alex Caruso.
OG or Mikal?
Mikal.
Probably Mikal.
Okay.
Even OG's impact on actually winning basketball is insane.
I don't know if it's because I watched more the Knicks versus the Nets, but I was on the favor of OG. But y'all
OG.
both said Mikal.
Let's
so
go.
I
I'm
put-
gonna go with Mikal for the Iron Man aspect of it all.
Okay, that's true. That's true. Because if we could have used that Iron Man aspect this
Yeah.
postseason.
Yeah.
So sure, I give you that. OG or Aaron Gordon for the 4th spot. Or if there's anybody else, y'all don't have to go off the names I'm naming.
I'm not mad at Aaron being here, but I also think that he just benefits from having the perfect 2-man game with Jokic.
Yeah. I would go OG here just for the little bit more, I guess, variety, like being able to knock it down a little bit more. Feel like the defense is a little bit better. Even though Aaron Gordon has a more size, OG got it on the perimeter.
Let's run OG. He was in DPOY conversations before his injury.
OG. Aaron Gordon, Naz Reid, Caruso, or Miles Turner too.
Oh, I've forgotten Turner was on this list. I think that Alex Caruso is like, when you think role player, he is a perfect embodiment of that. You know what I mean?
One of the
No,
best.
yeah. If I had to
Yeah.
put a if I made 2K and I said an archetype is role player and I had like 3 guys, Caruso would represent the guards probably.
Then the best thing about him, we talk about OG making $40 million.
He's making 8.
9.
Alex
yeah.
Caruso make $9 million. Like that's insane.
For now, he gonna
No,
get that
he's gonna be
extension for like
paid.
15 to 20.
He's gonna get paid.
And he deserves
Still
it.
won't be 40 million.
Still
but
won't be 40. What does he have to do to get to 40? He got to
Be
shoot
younger.
70.
Be younger. Be younger.
Yeah, because what he just hit 30.
Did he?
I think so. I think he
Oh,
just hit
shit.
30. Caruso, baby.
I'll put Aaron Gordon at 5.
Yeah, he just hit 30.
It's not just the system. That's what he do.
I think he helped amplify the system. He was like the perfect thing. But
I'm trying to figure out, okay, when you ask that, if we replace Aaron Gordon with somebody else, do we feel like it'll still be as successful? I feel like no.
Somebody else.
I'm trying to think about another high flyer, but like
No,
it
because
doesn't
I mean,
I don't
again,
think so.
I was really impressed at how well like Aaron Gordon just was able to be kind of like a primary ball handler for the Denver Nuggets in terms of like they'll have Jamal Murray and Jokic doing some action over here, or he'll be looking for Jokic on a early post touch. Like not everybody could just do that and be successful at it.
Random note. When I first got my Xbox years ago to play program with y'all, you had like an Aaron Gordon power forward type of build that I loved. I don't know why you ventured off from that. Now you just strictly
What year
guard.
was that?
This is, man, Kyrie was on the cover, I want to say. This is when I first got the X. This not
I
even
remember a long
Xbox. This is
time ago.
last gen.
I remember a long time ago, I used to do these things where I make like a rebound in 3. So he'll be like basically a center, but he'll be playing a 3 and he'll have
I
some
think
little bit
this is,
shooting.
yeah, I think this might have been that type of player.
Mhm.
You don't make those type of guys no more. You make 19 guards, straight point guard or nothing. We could put Aaron Gordon at 5. You got a PKB?
No, I'm just thinking.
What you thinking about?
Caruso or Miles Turner.
No, I'm thinking about lunch. I can't lie to you. Like you know, we leave the podcast studio. You always
Hey.
think
I'm
like,
hungry as hell. I got.
Hey, you know what you get for lunch, KB? Go.
What the hell? Hey. You know what you get for lunch? Then hesitant.
You know what I had twice in like the past 3 days?
That's why he hesitated.
Jason's Deli.
Jason's Deli is a hit.
I don't know. I've never had
Amazing.
Jason's.
Amazing. Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh, I know exactly what I said too.
Amazing.
Jason's Deli is a hit.
I
What
be
you
getting
get?
a hearty ham sandwich.
Oh, okay.
Amazing.
I get the.
You
it's-
go there or you get it delivered?
I go
I
there.
go there. Yeah. Yeah. Ain't no way in hell he getting it delivered.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, true. They got multiple locations though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, though.
You ever got the baked potato from them?
Nah.
That motherfucker is massive. I got a baked potato from them once and was mad because I'm like, why did you give me this big? Like, I can't eat this. This is insane. That's our top 5: Drew Holiday, Derek White, Mikal, OG Anunoby, Aaron Gordon.
You know, Alex Caruso's name is Alex Caruso, not Alexander Caruso or anything like that.
Alex Caruso.
It's really just Alex.
I think he's related to that dude off Everybody Hates Chris.
Oh, I hope not.
Caruso.
Episode 1,
he was
Caruso dropped a
very-
hard R.
Yeah. Is Caruso 6 or Miles Turner?
Bro, I can't keep watching Miles drop, bro. But then
Based off last year, I think it's got to be Miles Turner. But I think Caruso is one of those people that's like, he embodies the role.
We
player.
watching Caruso drop too.
yeah, I put.
This
my
is why I
push
didn't
in.
want to have Drew Holidays on the list.
I'm not
Yeah.
mad with Drew Holiday
Because now
not
we get
being
to
on
say
the
I'm not
list.
mad at either, but
Drew
now
Holiday's 1 year removed from being an All-Star.
No, he absolutely is. He absolutely is. But if we made some type of thing where, man, you can't make over $30 million, this list looks a lot different now. Or there's
Yeah.
no OG. Mikal barely makes it. We're gonna put
Either Nas Reed or maybe Josh Hart. I think it's got to be Nas Reed. If we kind of go in a little bit off last year, nobody was off that bench better than Nas Reed.
What I will say,
I'm
Herb and
Hey.
who else? Nas Reed.
the last 2 spots. There's something out.
Is he the exception? But then we gonna have to make exceptions for other people.
Right. Then the list gonna be exactly the same.
Derek White, I feel like has to be on the list, man. There's no other way to categorize him other than role player.
50, 40, 90.
Josh Hart. That's even better. We might can get you into a decent high school, get you an education. We want to put the players in position to be able to play basketball for as long as they can.
I'm trying to build respectful.
Everybody on the line. Everybody on the line because Billy cursed at his mama.
They can make the team. They just got a short leash. Because I don't want to give up on the kids.
His hand. But he over there going nuts.
It's only so much you can
I just
do.
had a fucking bad practice. You're on my back. You forgot my KDs, and you said we can't give Gerard a ride home.
These are the wrong KDs. I asked for the Nerf ones. I saw those sitting at the store the other day.
You like, hey, chill. He like, no, this beep is getting on my last nerve.
You know.
All right, you got to interview.
Nah, he
That's
off
a
the
little bit too
team.
far,
He
yeah.
off the team.
He off the team,
That's too
right?
far.
He off the team.
Because if he gonna do it to his mama,
yeah.
he don't got no respect for me.
But no, if he do it to his mama, he come back, he like, sir, if you want me to work on my left hand, pull up.
Got some type of complex going on. I'm good.
Hey, I went to Benihana yesterday, and the chef, he said my order to another dude, the other black dude at the table, and dude was like, "No, I ain't got no steak." And I was like, "Oh no, that's me." I was gonna say to dude, "Damn, he must think we look alike." But
Yeah.
that had me laughing on the inside, but I was so mad I couldn't say it to the rest of the table. I was gonna say, "Damn, we look alike."
Now, Pete, I know you be like, so this is my thing. I'm starting off, I'm getting back into reading.
Whatever, they are a fan of the show. One of our guys just wrote and published a book, a fantasy book. He said he'll
Really?
send me a signed copy. Yep.
Well, hey, if you listen to this right now, send me one too, or send to the P. That's my thing. I like horror or that like fictional type
Stale.
things
Uh,
or fictional type settings. But I found this series, right? It's by this one author, whatever, and it's like he got a real successful series. So like over like 70 million books or whatever. And I
Damn.
found out one of the main characters, he has a TV show based off like the character in the book.
actual TV show on TV.
Yeah. And it had like an 8.5 or whatever. It's called Bosch.
Okay.
But anyways, I read these books and I love the books. I got to the show and it's different. It's like not what you imagine. Have you ever got to that? Like you read a book and then you see the actual movie or whatever. You see a show.
Yeah.
It's just nothing like it.
When I was a kid,
Absolutely. That's how the Punisher is.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Punisher, I was trying to watch a show and I'm like, it ain't hitting like the comic book for whatever reason. It's just not.
Well, you
really
read the
doing-
anime or you read the mangas too. Obviously, it's going to be the same, but it's like it's got to be different when you watch the actual TV show.
100%. Most of them are not a one-to-one adaptation because you got filler episodes, you got stuff like that can't translate to actual TV.
Mhm.
So it happens quite a bit. I'm thinking about like when I was a kid, I can't even say kid, teenagers. I read the Hunger Games series,
Mhm.
and then obviously it came on to movie with Jennifer Lawrence and stuff, and it wasn't the same. I mean, it was very close to it, but there were a lot of things missing. I was like, oh, that's just they changed that character a little bit to fit TV or movie a little bit more.
Yeah, people was trying to tell me to read the Attack on Titan because they know I'm a reader and I watch Attack on Titan, and I'm like, do I really want to do that to myself? 'Cause,
Yes.
like the show, I already.
The show, you know what? The show is so A+. It's not a 1-to-1, but it's so good that like, yeah, it's not. You don't have to. I would still recommend it though because it is still good. But the anime is so
I'm
great.
about to get back into Dragon Ball Z.
Why do you always do that though?
Late as hell.
No, it's either Dragon Ball or Naruto. You never get away from those two. You've never even
Because,
ventured
I
out
think
to
it's
the
a
other
different.
stuff.
Well, first of all, when it was Dragon Ball Z, I was literally a shorty. Like,
Right.
you know, it came out like every other day or every other week, and it was like reruns.
Yeah.
So for me to watch it, I think as an adult, I would look at it a lot differently. And also, it's just like I can cut out all the filler. I
So
can
let me
get,
ask y'all a
You want
question.
to hear my hot take?
He just
What?
said something.
Dragon Ball is not even like top 10, bro.
That's okay. That's okay because it's more so for me.
It's nostalgia more
yeah,
than anything.
like
Okay.
this is like
I respect it from
Dragon Ball Z
nostalgia
is probably
factor.
one of the first animes that I really got into.
For sure. Yeah. I think that's the gateway for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
You just said because you was a shorty. So a question I always have: a movie I loved as a shorty that I have not really watched as an adult, a full adult yet, is The Matrix. What is The Matrix about?
The
What?
Matrix.
Keanu's the one, man.
It's basically about like everything around you is not real. Like it's
I get that, but like, why is Neo? Why
I
is
Why is he
haven't
the one?
seen it in over a
yeah?
decade.
Why is he
either.
the one?
I-
What are they trying to accomplish? Like
It's
I
one of
get
the-
I know what the Matrix, the
Yeah.
word, I know what that is. But like, what is the movie? Why is he the one? Why are they running?
I don't know
from,
why he's the one, but I know like I feel like the goal is always to like escape. Like they're trying to get out of that reality. They know it's not real.
It's been so long. I couldn't tell you.
I get what you're saying.
I
just trying to
watched it
make
maybe
sense
like a
of,
year
like,
ago
the
again.
Movie with, like, yeah, I know that they're trying to escape, but like, what about all the other shit that's in it?
Give me an example. Like
They're trying to escape, but is the only way they escape through Neo? Because he wasn't in it. They went.
I
They're
think he's
trying
the
to
one that
escape, but
can
they
defeat
pulled
it.
him in. Oh,
He's
okay.
the one that can defeat it.
Okay.
And I feel like I think he just has a certain power. He has a certain ability where he is the one that can defeat everything.
It's been a long time.
But I
since
also
I've
think
seen
he's
that.
also like the one that's
You
quote
so
unquote,
young. When that shit came out, what year was you born? I'm not saying that you didn't see it. It's popular.
You were born in 01?
You was born in 01?
God damn.
This shit came
dude.
out in like 01, right? Oh, okay.
You know,
No way that came out in 05.
bro, you know what's crazy? I look,
That came out in 1989. I know I ain't tripping. Yes. Yes.
I was just thinking, well, I saw a tweet that was like kids that were born in 2011 are about to go into high school.
Yeah, but
That's crazy to me, bro.
I was a sophomore
what's
in high
funny?
school.
That's
I was
crazy
streaming.
to
I
me,
was
bro.
streaming yesterday, right? Kamari in the chat.
Yesterday was his birthday. Happy birthday, nephew.
Happy birthday to Kamari. He talking to this dude in the chat, and I want to say his name was Juan or whatever. And they talking about school. He
If
said,
Neo is the one, what is Morpheus?
they
the
just
red
said like
pill,
it's
blue pill.
basically like the Matrix is machines kind of like enslaving human and using their energy. So obviously you don't want that to happen. So they're getting out.
Just
but-
watch the movie again.
I'm going to, but still.
I think
was
it might
just-
be better if you didn't. Like, you can't remember this stuff.
I've watched the Matrix a gazillion times to where I know scenes, boom, 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 boom. It's just as a kid, it was hard to piece together, and as an adult, I never went back and watched it because I seen it literally. 50
Have you seen Wanted?
Wanted? I don't.
I think it's
so.
called Wanted, but it's like
Well, Angelina Jolie.
I think so. It's
And
where
they
they curve the
curved the
bullet.
bullet?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
where it's. I feel like that was so similar.
I didn't realize
'Cause
that
he
was
was-
James McAvoy.
He was in it, or like to start the movie, he was broke as hell, and then he got into it and he checked his account.
That's something
it
I
had
need to see
hella
because
money.
I've seen it, but I didn't see it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm basically no,
I
I didn't
rewatched
see
it again. I rewatched it again not too long ago.
I'm
Yeah.
going to watch The Matrix again, but it's taken me so long, and the reason I haven't is because like y'all have a movie where as a kid you watched it literally so many times where you just don't even want to watch it no more.
Mhm.
Like I love The Matrix so much that I used to put the movie on and I would fast forward to my favorite scenes. Like when him and old girl going to that place and they shooting that shit up.
Oh yeah,
And it, bro, I watched that shit so many times. I know that shit like
Don't
the
the
back of my
Matrix got
hand.
it too? Because it's like when they be fighting, especially when it's like the Mr. Anderson or the
Yeah.
little robot dude, they be fighting fast as
Agent
hell. Like
yeah.
you can
Smith?
see like their body
Multiple
and
hand-
shit like
yeah,
that.
they was the first ones doing that. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
they-
they was doing that in 1999.
They revolutionized, like, the way movies are shot and everything. It's
Mhm.
pretty damn cool. And
when
now-
I first started rapping,
And you said that was 2001, right?
No,
it's
1999.
1999.
he was born in 2001.
That's when a lot of movies was like low. I think what was it? Toy Story. A Toy Story came around like that same time period. That was the first time they had like an all animated movie.
That movie was amazing.
I know.
That movie was amazing. Toy Story, like, oh man, don't even get me started.
But real quick, it was two people in my chat that Kamari had went to some dude in my chat. They went to the same high school together. Like he just graduated.
And they didn't know each other.
No, they didn't know it until they looked in the chat. He's like, "Oh, I think I might have seen you. Like I seen you with my boy Trent or whatever."
Oh, so Kamari, you ain't got no pool like you be saying you do.
What he
told
put
us
in my
he that
chat,
dude.
he's like, I was class of 2023. I'm like, damn, I was
That's
class
crazy.
of 2015.
I literally graduated a decade before him. 2013. Class of
Come up.
2013.
class of 2023.
And then in
That's
middle school,
crazy
I was
to me,
class
bro.
of 09.
Like 2011, you're in high school, bro? That does not make sense to me, bro. That does not make sense to me. My sister was born in 09. She didn't see rookie Derrick Rose. She wasn't alive
That's
to see.
crazy. Grass, but he was
Yeah.
the youngest MVP ever.
Yes, yes.
By the time she got understanding,
And her whole
I
life.
felt like that with my sister because
she
like
probably think that
oh
was
my-
my mama crib at like 26.
Mhm.
You gotta remember, he ain't got no mic.
He ain't
so
got no
said
mic.
yeah,
We said
y'all.
yeah.
translator.
About the Ian dude, the rapper. So 4 months ago, and he like, man, something about Ian. You like Ian? And I told him, I'm like, not really my cup of tea. Not really my style. I haven't dove too much into it, but it's just not for me. And Austin, being the younger kid that he is, like, man, why? And I'm just like, it's just the integrity of rap type thing. Like, I'm giving him those type of answers, not really diving into it. I'm like, it's just kind of like making a mockery of something. I just really love rap, and it just kind of throws me off and give me weird vibes. And Austin was like, yeah, what kind of rap do you like? He just like, And I'm like, I like everything, but it's like still, it's a certain integrity that comes with it that I kind of, is some stuff kind of just rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah.
And then boom, Tyler the Creator comes out. He says what he says. A lot of people have different opinions about it. But I agree with him in a certain thing. And I think a lot of people kind of jump to it because they like the end dude. I never said the music was trash. I just said it wasn't for me. And those type of conversations and those type of things let me know that I'm getting older because I put myself in a kid's mindset. If you asked me that 15 years ago or 10 years ago when we was in high school, I wouldn't have cared or thought about it from the perspective that I'm thinking about it as a 30-year-old. Ian would have just been another rapper, and it would have been like, oh, this turned, this lit. But when you think about the integrity and what things represent, the other parts of it and parallels, then you kind of, but that's just about being, those are the things that let me know, oh, I'm getting mature.
Well, my chat made me feel old yesterday because I was talking about.
Well, they be calling us Unc too. That always is gonna.
Yeah,
make
I
us
was
feel
like,
older.
you know, I'm gonna get off early tonight. Like, I want to make sure I'm well rested. I slept bad last night, so I want to make sure I'm well rested for the pod and everything. It's like you got to wake up and whatever. I'm like, but I be having a lot of routine in what I do. Like before I go to bed, I usually take my shower. You know, I relax. I'll do whatever I do. Now I'm starting to read my book, whatever, a little bit before bed. But like I have a lot of routine.
Nah, your ass do sound old though.
But I have a lot of
It
routine.
helps you go
in
to
what
sleep
I,
for sure.
It
Oh, yeah,
really
I can see
do.
that.
It really do. And I was like, these young kids don't understand. They just be on their tablets so they fall asleep. And that's when Kyron was coming in. Kyron came in there and he was like, yeah, y'all don't be understanding. You do need that little routine before you go to sleep because that's just how I kind of grew up in like a lot of routine and stuff.
Everything is routine, kind of for me. Like I have a lot of things that are loose routines. I don't want to act like I wake up at 6:15, toothpaste on tip of the toothbrush, get my hand. No, it ain't think, but I get what you're saying. I definitely have a little routine, as well. The chat they gonna let you know that you're getting older though. I was going off about something, just going on and on and on. They like, man, you yapper, and I'm like, damn. I'm definitely yapping
but
right now.
Yeah, but also
That's my job. That's what I told
stream.
them. I'm
What
like,
are you
that's my
doing?
job. But like, I definitely, you get me going, and I would straight up go, and
I
20 minutes
mentioned
will pass.
VHS in my chat and they didn't know. Some of them didn't know what that is.
bro. So when I don't have no internet at home, I went to Disc Replay and bought a bunch of kids Blu-ray movies. You know, typical shit. And I was just looking at this DVD, and I'm like, by the time Avery is like really cognizant of life,
Those are gonna be VHS tapes.
she won't even really know what that is. She's never needed a Blu-ray player. She's
Ever.
never needed a disc for anything.
Ever. That was my struggle when I was growing up. Is sometimes shit got tight, and the cable had to get cut. That's what we would do. We had you had thousands of DVDs in the
I'm
crib.
saying we had that little. We had like a little mini player or whatever. My mom my mom. First of all, my mom loves her DVDs. Like
My mom
she
did too.
still got her case.
My mom
to this
just
day.
gave hers away.
If I go into the house and I take, it could be two could play that game. I'm taking it out. She gonna ask me where it is the next day. She love her movies.
Yeah.
But we was the same way. If like the lights was out for some reason or whatever, you couldn't have the lights. Like we gonna watch the movie.
Well, you couldn't watch the movie with the lights out. 'cause
Well, I
no
told you we also
electricity.
had a laptop, so we watched it
okay.
on that.
Okay. Y'all huddled up around that bitch.
Yeah.
But no, that's how she used to be. Like
Yeah.
the cable, like my mom would be like, "Hey, we ain't finna have cable for the next 3 days," and we'll go in there and you just watch me. I had Fresh Prince season 1 on DVD. We had every type of movie that you can name, but like that shit, we had enough that when the cable came back on, you didn't even notice it was off because you just got 1,000 movies. It's just like boom, I'm gonna go watch The Matrix again.
I'm telling you, my mama still got every movie.
My mama just gave hers away.
And when my mama was moving, or like my parents were moving, I was telling her like it's some stuff you just do not need to bring to the new house.
And you said DVDs,
and she would not let them go. She wouldn't let them go.
I guess I didn't really realize how much of my house needs needs internet. The alarm system, the TVs, the damn coffee pot, everything needs
coffee pot?
The coffee pot,
yeah.
Mike,
Yeah.
needs internet. And I'm like, again, it ain't no big deal for me. I just went outside. Like I went to play some to the simulator. I went to go play some golf. But for my daughter, she's not an iPad kid or anything, but she likes to watch TV. She likes Miss Rachel. And we basically had to go 2 days without it. And it was kind of cool because we did other stuff. You know, like we got her first set of Legos. So we were playing Lego. We played hella hide and seek, and she hid in the same spot every time. But we had a great time, you know. And then I was like, you know what, I can go get the DVD. So I did for yesterday. But
Damn, so you
Supposed
wasn't
to
on the game?
I
Wait,
was
wait,
on the game.
Where did you go for the DVDs?
This replay
Oh, I thought you.
I
You
was
know
on
how
the
like
game.
On the hotspot?
on the hot spot.
Walmart, whatever, like Target, they be having like the big old like bin full of just
The
DVDs.
$5 bin,
$5.
yeah. But
You
this
get all the
replay's
movies.
cool because I got like 12 DVDs for like $40
Yeah, that's crazy.
because it's all kids stuff, and they got like $2, $3 each.
They posted talking about DeAndre Hopkins in the comments of Sydney Sweeney's latest
my-
post.
Speaking of that football stuff, you said you want to host the draft
She
at your house.
evolved.
I'm very willing to.
You let me know because
Evolving.
if you want to do it, then I don't need. I was gonna call him on Monday to see if we
I'll
can.
put it in the chat today.
Okay.
I'll host.
You got enough space for 10 people?
Is it gonna be 10 people?
Everybody but Smalls and
Reese.
Reese. I'm assuming.
No,
Austin?
Caleb won't be there.
Oh, Caleb. So 9
Caleb.
people.
Yeah. So
He
us
thinking.
four,
It'll be us.
John, Mason,
And you know, they even question marks. I don't think Mason came to the last, or he came late as hell, didn't
Terrence.
did come
he? Like
Terrence
after
would
the
come.
draft. Terrence,
Terrence would definitely come.
Austin.
Because if you want to host
That's
it, sure.
8.
Because either you host it, we do it here, or I can host it again.
I can host it. Yeah. I'm gonna have to get like a chair too, but
I
got a
don't
comfy
want
ass
you to
spot.
host it
Why not?
because I want you to host the week 1 of the Bears.
You
I can do both. And come on now.
Kyron too. Don't forget Kyron.
Oh, Kyron. Yeah, you know he come late though.
Well, if you depending
gonna
on
take
what
him
time you
home?
call his Uber.
I'll take him home. Shit. I ain't got no problem with that.
Does he live? I know what general area he lives in, but I've never been there.
It's far.
I took
It
him
is
home
far?
one time. That
Is
was
it by
so
College
far.
of the Page ish?
The-
No,
I took
I
him
thought it was
home.
like
I
a
swear I
town or
drove.
two over.
I swear I drove north
Oh, it
when I
might
took
be.
him home.
It might be because I went to where he works. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Not where he lives. Because
No,
I had
that's-
to get my PC from all the way out there.
So yeah, if you hosting it, yeah, I just
I'll
won't
put it in the
call.
group chat.
Now you can't. You
But,
gonna have to have cups and
Tell
things
them.
to
Well,
drink
he
and-
live with Elena now.
oh, true.
Come on now.
Tell them.
That's another part. Significant others or no? Because if Elena's
Hell
gonna be
no.
there, she gonna
Hell no.
ask for the
They-
girls to
Hell
come.
no.
They can be in the other room.
Oh,
Hell
your
no.
place big, huh? You talking about they could be in the other
They could be in
room?
the other room.
Drafting is supposed to be drafting. I don't want to hear shit.
Yeah, last time we did it, the girls were upstairs and we were in the
Right.
basement for it.
Fuck out the way. Trying to draft.
I got a strategy. I hope it works.
I got a strategy too. I just
You're
like
pick 5, Ray,
I just sat on it.
and you're
though.
pick 3.
Not
Yeah,
sat
pick
on it,
3.
but I just like pause. I just like I just dialed in on it because I had so many different strategies. But I'm like this is what I'm doing. But the thing about draft strategies,
It don't matter.
it can change, and it can change like that. You can come in and say, man, my first 3 rounds, I'm getting 2 running backs.
Right.
Not saying anybody's doing that, but you can say that. But then you might get to your pick in the first round and
And
no
the
running
running backs are there,
It's
yeah.
like you,
I did a mock draft the other day. You can do that on Sleeper.
I did one too, but I'm like, I thought it was gonna alert y'all that I did it, so I
Oh.
tried to back out.
He trying to be sneaky.
I know who I'm taking at 2 as long as Kyron go consensus 1-1.
Which is who? Tyreek Hill
I will go Hill at 2.
over CD Lamb.
Over CD Lamb. Yes, indeed. You better. I mean, he might still be there at 5. Well, Mike is
Ooh.
Mike is probably taking whoever I don't take, right? The
You
right
taking
receiver I
C-
don't.
you
Yeah,
taking
I'm
CD?
taking Hill if he's there. Or
I'm
CD.
telling you, I'm taking
Oh,
Hill at
boy.
2
Why are you taking Tyreek?
because I want Tyreek Hill. You can trade for him. You can trade
I'll
up for
take
him.
CD for him.
I can just take CD. If you give me
Do
CD,
y'all know Dallas offense?
yes, I'm aware. I'm aware. He was the wide receiver 1 last season. I know.
Yeah, I had him. I forgot I even had him. But if I had the number 1 pick, I may flirt with taking CD Lamb
Yeah, he was number 1 last season.
and Tyreek too.
I got a connection to my players.
What?
If you, I will give you Tyreek if you give me your 1-3 and your 5, your 5th round pick.
Hell no.
I'm okay.
Let me negotiate.
My fault. I spoke out loud to myself.
No,
I was
I'm
talking
okay,
like
man.
Tyreek Hill. is-
He said he want Tyreek Hill.
No, you got to finesse. Some people do be big enough fans where they would do some shit like this. So
I'm not that big of a fan.
How about
though.
7?
I mean, I still got $100 on this, so I'm.
How about
I'm cool.
7? Your first round pick. We changed first round picks, and you give me your 7th.
I'm cool on it.
No. Okay.
We exchange, or I'm giving you that 7.
No, you're giving me the 7th.
No, I'm cool.
Okay. It's worth a try, right?
I guess so. Let me put in the chat too that we're gonna be done.
I'm gonna do another mock because I have I have a strategy. I prayed that I still am able to get it done. Who the hell knows? And I invite y'all to this mock. We in competition, but we not at the same time. You're really in competition.
We
with
also
yourself.
can't really affect each other.
No, me and Mike are back-to-back picks every round. So we really
Y'all can.
We really can. But yeah, I'm excited.
How many players do y'all have marked down like I must have him?
2.
Not many.
2. One of them I'm probably gonna reach for. I won't lie to you.
What position he plays?
He's a receiver.
Okay.
Who? Ain't nobody gonna take him up.
No,
here.
I'm not saying it at all.
I guess Kyron listened to it.
I
He
mean,
don't know.
nothing is set in stone.
Yeah.
Even if you say it, you can still get
Somebody
him.
else might reach for
You
him.
might, yeah.
I might not have to reach at all. If
Yeah.
he's sitting on the board, I'm not giving enough.
KB, we need you to get on Madden too, bro.
I won't be getting on Madden personally.
Me and Pierre been having so much fun.
I'm sure of it. But I'm still having
we got to play
crazy
against
amount of
each
fun
other.
on
I need to
NCAA.
get better, so I need to play against you, Kamar. People who be playing, I need to get my ass kicked some more and learn. I might need to start YouTubing this shit too.
My
Like y'all
team
be doing.
builder team went to the college football playoff.
Oh, you ain't give us no update on how we was doing.
I made a new file the other day because I had no internet. So it was like, let me just play for fun. So I turned on the hotspot, download the teams, and turn the hotspot off. It was playing offline for it.
That's hilarious, bro. I literally called
Derek was
them.
an All-American.
Wow.
I
in
could
his,
have
in his
pictured
senior
that shit.
season, he was an
Wow.
All-American.
I
And he went to the
literally-
league.
I called I called our group chat because I want to tell y'all some news or whatever, and then I was like, "Oh shit, KB don't even." First of all, he don't got Madden. He don't even got internet.
Got
no more.
internet, dog.
I saw Prado. Prado was in my chat later that night, and I thanked him.
For what? Oh, for telling.
He alerted you, and then you alerted me.
Oh, you
'Cause
said Anthony Prado.
Yeah, I got it in.
Anthony Prado didn't let me know. I'm talking about the R. Anthony.
The R. Anthony.
R.
for real?
Anthony, yeah.
Anthony Prado, he ain't say what you talking about nothing.
He
he
just
say, "Oh
said-
yeah, I was going crazy."
I'm talking about R. Anthony.
I didn't
He
know that.
crazy. He gonna take credit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
he didn't
crazy.
say nothing. He
Yeah, I
was like,
immediately thought R. Anthony because I thought Madden, and I know he'd be
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Madden heavy. But yeah, I guess. But did it work eventually?
Bro,
Did you
KB,
end up
They cut it
getting
off like
if you waited, if you was like, "Oh, I gotta do this with my daughter real quick," you would have came back blue because I got it in immediately as we was on the phone.
When I said I was about to walk out the house, he called me. I said, all right, this could wait about 10, 15
I'm
minutes.
glad you did that because as soon as I was in the middle of me doing almost my 100th one, it said, "No, we can't accept this no more."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, I'm so glad I did this immediately because I would have been pissed if I said, oh, okay, I'm gonna do it in 5
That
minutes."
need to happen in 2K. I ain't never seen 2K have it where it's like you get a daily pack for a coin or whatever, but it's glitched. You can just keep buying the one pack.
Do they even have a daily pack for a coin? No,
I
would
think
not
they
be-
had with the market they had last year, how you could just buy the cards. I think they had like the daily deals or whatever.
You know
But
what?
it'll be like 20% off.
Have they said anything about my team for 2K25?
I think they said
It's this
people in
week.
my chat were saying that they think the auctions is gonna be back.
I hope
I think
so.
they announced everything this week
Okay, say less.
because they did the My NBA one last week. They did general gameplay the week before. I think it's my team turn. I mean, I'm not excited for the game, but
I'm
at the same
excited for
time,
something
I
new.
feel like hooping.
Yeah,
Like I just feel like virtually.
That's what I'm ready to make my build. I'm ready to make my build.
I will.
Me and Mike got a stream locked in, boy.
Hell
stream?
yeah.
I'll tell you after. But we got a sponsor screen locked in.
I was streaming a couple of days ago, and it was like 2 a.m. They talking about hop on the rec. We get on the rec. We was
Dunkin'
low key
Dump.
doing.
Oh.
We was low key doing.
It's
decent.
one or the other at 2 a.m. Either you gonna win by a million or you gonna
We
get
lost
some
one of the
sweats.
games. I think we went like 2-1.
I got to make sure I get some rest.
I wouldn't be against playing some rec right now. It's been
But
so
you know
long.
what's the crazy
But it
thing?
have to be on my.
A lot of my bills is just like 95. Like I kind of want to make a
Yeah,
new
that's
bill.
why the last time we ran was perfect because I had just made that build. He was
Oh
at
my
92.
God.
so
I still got my Paul George build.
I
can
had
run
some
with.
shit to gain.
You are crazy. Crazy.
But the last time 2K dropped last year, I did a 13 or 15 hour stream, and it fucked me up. So I gotta
can't
make
wait
sure
for
I'm
that
prepared.
building, man.
I gotta make sure I'm so prepared. That's gonna be a good day, boy. And you know I'll be taking my sweet ass time.
We don't got that, bro. What we got like 3 weeks,
Yeah,
basically.
September 6th.
Oh yeah, forgot I'm be sick that one day. That Saturday. I already got the okay from the boss.
That's when we got our sponsors. You dig?
All right, let's wrap up so you can get up out of here, man.
We appreciate y'all. Unfortunately, the 2-hour streak is over. Blame Derek for going on vacation. You know, Derek would have added an extra 20 minutes by saying something crazy and us replying to it.
Blame your internet provider.
Blame him too. Because Can I tell that story? Because I'm actually very, very pissed off on why I don't got internet.
Go ahead.
I come home from the store. I see the Xfinity van a couple doors down. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You know, didn't think anything about it. An hour later, I get a text from Xfinity that said, hey, we gonna mess with your internet right now, but don't worry, give us 2 hours. It will be back on. I'm like, bet. You know what I'm saying? I'll take the sacrifice because if my neighbor internet off and you need to turn everybody off, then we'll just do that. It's 2 o'clock. They send me that. They say 4:30, you be good. Say less. I ain't had nothing to do anyway. Let's just chill. 4:29 comes around. I get a text from Xfinity saying everything's all good. You should have internet again. And I was thinking in my head, damn, they are really on time and really efficient. So 4:30 comes around, and I go look at my router or whatever the hell it modem, and it's flashing orange still. Like, that's not ideal. It's not ideal. But I'll give it a couple more minutes. Who knows? You know, it'll take a couple minutes to turn itself back on. Never came back on. So they text back, or I text them back. If you have any other inquiries, hit I. I reply back I. Boom. Automatic message. Did your internet not come back on? Did it come back on and go off? And I tell them it didn't come back on. They say, have you tried to unplug it? Sure. Let me unplug it for 2 minutes and plug it back in, give it 10 minutes. It never came back on. So I call them, and I feel like, what's the word? I feel like I was getting gaslit by them. They talking about, is it screwed into the wall? Why would I ever touch that screw? Why would I? So I'm like, no, y'all need to come out to come fix this.
Right.
This is my job. Like, my job is the internet, bro. My job is the internet. Also, I wanted to fucking play the game. Let's be real. I wanted to play the game. I wanted to sit in Discord.
So you pay that bill, you deserve to have it.
And
it don't matter what you wanted to do. You pay for a service. Because if I stop paying, what you gonna do?
You gonna come cut it off?
Yeah, that's what I always say.
But I think they be actually doing pretty good. I'm pretty sure they be waiting like a month or whatever to cut.
They originally told me the earliest we can get out is Tuesday.
How you know? You be testing it.
Tuesday the 20th, I think is in them. I'm like, no fucking way. I'm not going 6 days without internet. Like, you gotta figure something else out. And they're like, okay, we can come Saturday morning. And I'm like, that's still so far away, but let's figure it out. So they schedule. Then I get another call 24 hours later. Hey, we see you have something on the schedule. Can we schedule something the day after as well? We need somebody to come into your house to fix it, but we need somebody to be outside fixing it the next day. Because we can turn it back on from the inside, but we can't promise that you're going to get the speed that you pay for. So they need 2 different visits, bro. And like Kyra said, I'm going to get a credit on that bill.
You deserve it, bro. You didn't have your service for 2, maybe even 3 days at this point.
I'm actively trying to upload every day for 100 days. And if it wasn't for me being proactive and having videos filmed already, then that would have ended my whole streak.
And that's out of your hands at that point.
They better, I don't even know, is there even a competitor in our area? Spectrum is not here.
I think AT&T, but I think they have the AT&T like fiber or whatever, but it's always been Xfinity, really.
Yeah, get on asses.
Don't gaslight us.
Like Paul George.
And if they come
Not
back,
like Paul George.
and if they say, because you know they always give you a window. They don't tell you they gonna be there at 1.
Shit. I hate
1 to 3. Shit. Luckily, again, I ain't got nothing else to do.
The guy called me when I had my internet installed or whatever in my new place. The dude at least called me like I'm 30 minutes out or whatever. So that was actually pretty nice.
That'd be clutch. Because what I wanted to do if I wasn't gonna be there is to go play golf.
Mine as well.
Anyway, we appreciate y'all watching or listening to this episode of Numbers on the Board. Remember, if you go find Derek and take a picture of him and tweet it at me, Mike will send you $16. But it's got to be a full selfie, and somehow you got to get him to lick his tongue out. We appreciate y'all. He'll be back in a few days. We'll see y'all then. Peace.